Hi. I should have written stuff down. I don't have anything written down. I launched a comic called No Renard. It is a fantasy webcomic. It's going to be long form, kind of a graphic novel sort of format, and you can read it right now. I've got chapter 1 up on oakantony.com. The link will be down in the description, of course. I'd love if you would go check it out. It is about a world covered in perpetual snow. It has been snowing for 30 years. I worked really hard on it. I'm still working really hard on it. It is a work in progress, which is what I'm here to talk about today, is working on it and what's going on with it and how this all, happened. The first thing was drawing the beginning of the story. I had an idea, and I just sat down and I blew through the first 5 pages, I think it was, them one after the other, just trying to get as much of it out as I could. And once I did that, I built a website. I actually built kind of a microsite within my own website, oakantony.com. I did do it through Squarespace, which I do recommend. And then once I had everything posted, I shared all of that content on my social media. I don't have a huge reach. In fact, I would argue that I have no reach. When I shared the site, it did numbers. I was very, very surprised to find that just through organic social reach, just people sharing and commenting, sending it to their friends, the very first day that it was live, I got almost 400 hits. And I'm sharing that number because it's not a high number, but it's a high number for me. I had a moment after that first day of, if people are actually interested in this and I really loved doing it, I should pursue it seriously. So I did, and that meant a lot of things needed to happen. I needed my own computer. I'd been working off of my work computer, which is it's not like it's against the rules, but it's not really the way it should work. So I needed my own computer, and I went and got myself a MacBook Air. Went back and forth on a lot of decisions, and I decided to go ahead and get the new MacBook Air. And once I had that in hand, I actually outlined the rest of chapter 1. I created a project plan on Trello. I built a Patreon, which I've never done before and I've never had an interest in doing before, but in this case I feel like it was really appropriate and it was a good avenue to go down for my comic. And as I finished the following pages in the first chapter, I posted them as I finished them to Patreon. It all worked out really smoothly. But things are tricky because I do work full-time. I have a full-time day job. I am a commercial artist at a corporate agency working for a very big corporate client. Some weeks that I work are 60-hour weeks. Most of the time it's close to 50. Very, very rarely do I work 40 hours. But working from home has changed my life. And I know I'm not alone in this. I save so much time right now. Not only with just the commuting, but being able to work from home has opened up so many possibilities for taking care of our lives, like the daily admin work that the average person has to tackle. At lunch, throw laundry from the washer into the dryer, cook myself some lunch, enough to also include for dinner. It's amazing. Tidy up as I go throughout my day. My house has never been this clean. All of that to say, so how do I work that 60 hours, manage my day-to-day life, and then also work on this comic? That's still a lot. That's a lot that has to happen. Part of it is mindset, which is, I'm not going to delve too deeply into mindset because if you're interested in doing this sort of thing, you already know. You already know that you have to be motivated. Just to briefly cover it, I do treat I creating a comic with the same importance as my day job? I don't have as many hours to dedicate to it as my day job. I can't do 9 hours of day job and 9 hours of No Renard. It's not possible to do that. But I still treat the hours that I do have for No Renard with the same level of care that I give my day job. And the other thing is I'm giving myself some grace here because I've been working as a commercial artist for about 10 years, a little under 10 years, and I was not good at it at the beginning. Genuinely not good at it. So it takes time, and I'm giving myself that time to learn how to do this. The biggest difference between my day job and my personal creative pursuits up until now is that for my creative personal pursuits, I have not had project management. My day job, there are people called project managers, PMs. They are very, very important, and I love them a lot. They keep me on task. They let me know when things are due, like the farthest out that we can stretch something. You know, we have the short term. We need this concept banged out by end of day tomorrow, but the actual whole finished project still has to get done 2 months from now, and this is the actual due date for this whole thing. So having that background in my day job allowed me to create a similar thing for No Renard. So I mentioned it briefly earlier. There's something called Trello, and it is a project management software or app. I guess it's app. I'm dating myself. I'm old. It allows me to create a timeline and manage expectations for No Renard. I've tried so many things to keep myself on task, like bullet journals and sticky notes, but I would never stick with those. And with Trello, I've stuck with it. It has really worked for me. I think part of it is that it is purely digital, just like my day job, and I've adapted to my day job's scheduling software to the point where like Trello is seamless. So, the actual bulk of my work for No Renard, it takes place in the early mornings or in the evenings. Obviously, 9 hours of my day are dedicated to my day job, sometimes more than 9 hours. But outside of that, I sit down and I focus on No Renard specifically. I don't really work weekends because I'm a human, and it's important as a human to tend to other needs. You know, I have this like ideal vision in my future of doing my comic full time. And I know that that's a stretch. You know, doing webcomics doesn't really pay unless you are on Patreon, which I am. And I'm so grateful to my patrons. I don't think I can emphasize that enough, how much it means to me that people are actually following me and supporting my stuff. So maybe one day in the future this schedule will change, but until then this is kind of the life that I lead. I just talked for a long time about this, so I'm going to stop talking now and edit together this video. I don't know what it's going to be or what it's going to look like, but be sure to check out No Renard. Chapter 1 is up on my site right now. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you later.